Damien Tuga from ToeSalad.com, the online community for minimalist footwear. Today, I thought I would do something different and attempt at doing a shoe review as a video. The shoe I'm going to review today is a new one being released this spring from Inov-8 called the Evoskin. The Evoskin is a 5-toed shoe, not unlike the Vibram 5 Fingers, constructed entirely out of a silicone rubber. It has a top strap which can be taken on or off depending on what your preference is and the level of activity you're doing. And the top strap is adjustable. There's these buttons on the strap which go into a series of holes along the side of the shoe, and so they allow for a certain amount of adjustment. The shoes are not designed to fit standard shoe sizes. They are sized in sizes like small, medium, and large. So normally I fit in a 9.5 to a 10, so with the Evoskins I fit in a large. The large weighs 165 grams or 5.8 ounces. I measured the sole at 3 millimeters thick. There is no insole. There is no heel raise or differential. There's no midsole, and as you can see, it's incredibly flexible. The toe box is very wide. Because your toes can spread, you don't really have to worry about your toes getting jammed into the front like a pointy shoe might. The inside of the shoe is designed to be worn without socks, and it has a bumpy texture to kind of keep your foot in place and prevent it from sliding around on the smooth silicone. The toes of these shoes have little holes in the end of them. That's to enable your toes to easily slide in and out of the pockets, so you don't get air pockets or suction when you're trying to take your toes in and out. I found that for myself, the toe pockets were a little on the narrow side. My toes are kind of bulbous on the end, and so when my feet were dry, it was really difficult to slip my foot into these rubberized pockets. Once my feet got a little sweatier, and as you can imagine, this doesn't breathe particularly well, so your feet do get sweatier. My toes were able to get in really easily. I especially had problems with my pinky toe. It just doesn't, I just couldn't get it straight in here very easy. The sole of these shoes doesn't have any sort of tread or anything on it, so it's basically just like a second skin. It's got a little bit of textured on it to make it kind of look like a fingerprint or a footprint, but other than that there's really nothing on the soles of the shoes. In here, I don't know how well you can see it, you can see the textured pattern on the inside of the shoe. So when wearing these shoes, I tried a couple things with them. I tried just doing some casual activity, and I also tried doing a little bit of running. So what I found was that because these toe pockets were rather snug around my toes, when I was just sitting at rest or not really doing much moving, it actually cut off the circulation in my toes a little bit. So I found it to be a little bit too restricting for me at rest. But as soon as I started to move, to walk or to run a little bit, as my feet began to move and my toes began to move, the problem was not noticeable. So for me, I find that these shoes are best for use when moving. In use, I've found these shoes to be sort of a mixed bag for me. I found that they have excellent ground feel, they're incredibly flexible, but I'm not really sure when I would use them. And the reason for that is I find that if I'm doing any kind of vigorous activity, the silicone material that these shoes are made out of is really not breathable at all, and so my feet end up swimming in sweat, and it's not very comfortable. For activities where I am not particularly active, so whether it's just walking or hanging around, I'd just as soon be barefoot. Inov-8 lists these shoes as having a lifetime of 150 miles. That's not very much, especially considering that, you know, people have known to get over 1,000 miles on a pair of 5 fingers. So, granted, these shoes do cost less, but still, I think for the price, one would expect to get a little more mileage out of them. I suppose if you're spending a lot of time on surfaces that are not too rough, like grass or dirt, you'd get more mileage out of them, but definitely the sole is not designed for really rough environments like sharp rock or abrasive pavement, at least for any length of time or extended period of time. So in conclusion, I guess I have this to say about the Evoskins. While I like the idea, I like the fact that they're lightweight, very minimalist, very flexible. I find that the material that they are made of is just not breathable enough, and so I sweat too much in them. So I can't see them as a shoe that I would use in doing any kind of physical activity. And then for anything that really is more sedentary, where I wouldn't be necessarily sweating, I would just as soon go barefoot. I'd say if they can figure out a way to make these shoes breathe better, then I think this product has a lot more potential. On the plus side, they are dishwasher safe. First shoe that I've ever seen put in